you are who you hang out with.
Right.
Your thoughts become actions. You say things, and they become reality.
All right, everybody, we got an amazing episode for you tonight. We talked about a lot of great topics. We talked about mindset. We talked about words over actions. We talked about living in fear and what it's like to overcome that fear. We talked about thinking like the person you want to be, not the person who you are. So if you want to frickin' get your mind blown into another frickin' dimension, then you came to the right place. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, lock your doors and hide your wives, and prepare for the journey of a lifetime.
That's always putting me down, dude.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Everyday Hustle Show. This is the 35th recorded episode.
Wow.
Coming to you live from Lake Worth, Florida.
Get it. Get it.
This episode is brought to you in part by D Squared Media.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I didn't know that the sponsorship was going to benefit us in such a great way. But before we go into all that, D Squared specializes in creative design, internet marketing, web design, small business branding, and basically anything that you want to do to take a vision for a business and execute that into a plan. They can help you with that, logos, graphics, anything of that nature. And anyone who's listening to the podcast and who wants to reach out to them at dsquaredmedia.net is going to receive 10% off their total order. So if you have a small business and you need some web work, you need some logos, business cards, print, pamphlets, anything like that.
Next level.
You could potentially save hundreds depending upon the size of your order.
Thousands.
Potentially even thousands, yes.
Yes.
So we are revamping our website, which is very, very exciting because our website was down for a little while because of finances. We're trying to, minimize finances and make a little bit of money to, help the podcast basically support itself. And the website's looking sick. So basically any of our listeners who are, curious as to what type of work that D Squared does and what their abilities are, this will give you kind of an example that you can look at, use it as a reference, and kind of gauge that and see if it's something that you guys would be interested in.
Yeah, and if anyone who's listening followed us on Instagram, you would have seen a sneak peek because I messed up and I posted it right before this. And I took it down because it's not all the way ready yet, so there was a few people that got a little glimpse of it. But it's in the works.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, man. It happens, you're dropping the ball. It's just it's part of the game out here.
It happens more often than not.
So Jesse, you were gone last episode. Everybody really, really missed you. Christian and I were very lonely in here by ourselves.
Yeah, it was quiet.
It was quiet, but it was deep. We hit on some real. I'm sure you listened to the show.
Yeah, dude, I heard.
But how was the time with your family?
Dude, it was freaking excellent. It was that shit always goes by too fast. Comes and goes. 4 days. Comes and friggin' goes, bud.
Comes and goes.
What'd you guys do? Where'd you take them?
Dude, we went to the beach. My niece, she just wanted to go back to the pool.
Water.
She freaking, I swear to God, the little girl has gills. She freaking, she loves to swim. She actually, her new favorite thing to do is she likes to play teacher, and she just bosses you around. She ran a little swimming lesson. She ran a pretty good curriculum, if I must say so myself. If you couldn't swim, you could learn a few things from this shining young 6-year-old girl.
Wow.
But went to Lion Country Safari.
How was that?
That was actually really cool. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was a cool little trip, man. You get to see I always liked zoos and stuff, but this is it almost felt more humane. They got this great, giant, big area for roam around, and they got freaking giraffes, they got freaking lions, they got freaking all kinds of freaking African freaking animals, freaking zebras, freaking antelopes, freaking wildebeest. They got freaking it all, bud. Rhinos.
Is that how they're called?
Wildebeests.
Oh, okay.
Wildebeest.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to that place, though, for real. I've only gone to the zoo off of Lake Worth, I think. Lake Worth Zoo. The one...
Palm Beach Zoo off of... off of Forest Hill and
Yeah, that one.
yeah,
That one was
Parker
alright.
or whatever.
That one's
You guys like wild animals?
yeah.
Dude, I'm a fan. I always wanted a spider monkey. You know,
Yes.
my mom used to have a spider monkey growing up. Dude, freaking thing would run away, throw shit at you. It just sounded like a really good time.
Wait, your mom had one growing up,
Yeah, she had a freaking spider monkey, dude.
and it threw crap
His
at
name
you.
was Moses.
No, really?
Yeah, he
Dude,
threw
that's-
shit. He freaking hung out. He threw more shit. Dude, it was great.
That's sick.
I'm sure he did more than that, but Moses, dude. Shout out to Moses. You're dead now, but shout out to
R.I.P..
you.
Rest in monkey heaven.
Yeah, fucking
Rest. dude.
R-I-M. Rest in R-I-M-H. You know what I'm saying? You
RMH.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
But it was cool, man.
Just gotta relax, chill, lay back.
Dude, yeah. Went out to eat a few times, you know, freaking took him out on the town, you know,
City place.
city place.
Wow.
Um,
Baller.
my mom got to meet Helena's mom.
How was that?
That was good.
There's no.
They were
there's
fighting
no beef?
over, no, they were fighting over
The check.
paying the check. Yeah.
Oh,
Helena's mom
dude.
prevailed.
Talk about an awkward situation, you know?
Well, no. You know what's funny though? Okay, so I'll tell you something. When
yeah,
my
go ahead
mom,
and just tell us something,
Yeah, just
Chris.
fucking ruined my fucking spot. Here,
real
dude.
quick. When my mom met Kelly's mom,
Yeah.
I told my mom, like, look, mom, she's definitely gonna like want to pay the check. Just don't even, just let it happen.
Should have never said that, dude.
She was like,
You should have never done it.
she knew what to expect. She's like, yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you, I appreciate it. She already knew. So, because I feel like, yeah, that could definitely get awkward.
No, it wasn't awkward, dude. They were just both.
Yeah, they both.
I think
wanted
they're
to be
both
nice.
just happy, you know. To freaking, my mom's like,
They're happy,
freaking
you're
like,
happy.
look at these fucking two beautiful human beings.
I mean, I don't know about you, beautiful, but
Yeah, Helena's definitely more of a looker than me, you know.
that's funny.
I mean, you're quite a handsome
Am I?
young man.
I used to
Yeah.
be, dude. I friggin' used to be. You know,
You know,
Father Time's a motherfucker. I always say it.
I've never heard you say that.
You never
once.
heard me say that?
Never heard you
That's
say
one
that.
of my
once.
Me
favorite
neither. I
things
never
to
heard
say.
anyone say that.
Father
Yeah, dude.
time.
Father Time's a motherfucker.
So, things are getting pretty serious
Yeah, dude.
for you, Jess.
With what, Helene?
Yeah, dude.
Helene's great, man.
Things are getting freaking real deep, dude.
Nah, it's no more real than it was a couple months ago.
Listen, when you
I'm
got your
into her,
mother-in-laws fighting over the check, dude,
Ooh, dude.
She's good. She's good for me. She's a good thing in my life.
Get you
She's
nice
friggin'
clothes.
she's friggin' great, man.
maybe you can get her to listen to the podcast.
Dude, I might be able to.
Does I Love Naps listen to the podcast?
Nope.
I love naps.
Wow.
She does every once in a while.
Instagram handle, I love naps.
No, it's like Nap Queen 66 or something.
Jen,
Like
shout out to Jen. She was in the other room.
that. J-Lo listens.
She used to listen heavy.
Oh, not no more.
I don't know. She's been slipping.
It's slipping, dude.
Wow, dude.
They just, yeah, they don't want to listen.
I think Helene listened to like one episode once.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like when I'm just looking at the stats right now. Not that it matters, but I mean, there's about the same amount of people who listen to an episode, right when it comes out.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
Consistent.
it's consistent. It's a small number, but it's consistent. So
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, I mean, we both had people reach out to us and, say how they like the show. So, I mean, really, that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Yep. We're creeping up on 3,000 unique downloads.
Ooh.
Over 33 episodes. So,
That's crazy. 34.
yeah, I mean, almost averaging 100 downloads an episode,
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for where we're at, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are doing thousands, millions.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's also people that are doing fucking millions, million listens, downloads, or whatever.
But enough about everybody else. Jesse's getting married.
Frick everybody.
Jesse's getting married.
Chris is on his way. I'm just over
enjoying
here. I'm already married.
You're already married. Well, you got a kid.
Got a
on the
bun
way.
in the oven.
Bun in the oven, dude.
Got a baby on the way.
making some big moves.
Do you feel like your life's about to change?
Yeah, it's about to get fucking awesome, dude.
About to get
Oh,
serious.
I didn't mean in a bad way.
It's about to get more awesome. It's about to get the awesomest that it's ever been. Yeah.
Yeah, you say it now until you're up at midnight changing diapers.
Well, the plan is that Jen's going to be not working
Oh, really?
So-
For at the beginning?
for as long as we can make it work.
Yeah.
And, things with the juice bar are going well. We're on track. Just got the application for the permits completely filled out. We're going to be submitting them soon. Hopefully that will only take a couple of weeks to get the permits back. The job is going to take a day to complete.
Yeah.
The equipment's on order, ready to come in. Suppliers are on deck, ready to fill the place with product. So, I mean, once we get that permit and the work done, it's going to be like boom, 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 and we're going to be open.
Fuck yeah,
You
dude.
know?
That would be like
And,
ideal for you guys, right? To like open before that 60-day period so that you can start before you get to start paying.
Well, no, in this, if we open, the clock starts.
Okay.
The 60 days is kind of like a standard period.
Just in case you're not open by then.
Yeah. And what Christian's referring to, if people kind of haven't been following along with the process, sign the sublease, and we have 60 days to get the renovations done, and then the clock starts and we start paying rent. So right now, we paid first in security, and then 2 months from now, if we're open, then we'll start paying rent, or if we open in a month, we'll start paying rent. But basically, right
So
now,
you get like a month grace period.
yeah, right now we're not paying, technically not paying rent because we're not open. We're not generating revenue. So
Right.
how would
That's
we be
cool.
able to pay rent?
But if they're not open by the 60 days,
There's an option to submit for a 30-day
Oh, really?
extension.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
But
gonna be open.
what
though.
were you about to say?
they'd have to start paying. So I guess if they put the 30-day extension and it gets declined.
Well, as long as the permitting process doesn't fuck you, you should have plenty of time.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So that mixed with baby on the way, it's just gonna mean a lot of change. But a lot of good stuff. There's definitely some fear and some doubt that always creeps in. Are you sure you think you can do this?
Right.
Oh, the unknown, the uncertainty
Yeah.
is
It's the
always
best.
it's like Father Time.
Yeah, that's how
That's the
I
best, dude.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I was thinking like, dude, like if you don't have those feelings in your life at some point, or like every couple
Just
years,
skating by, bud.
Yeah.
you're just under the radar, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in the comfort zone. I don't want to live under the radar. I don't want to just be average.
Yep. You
I
gotta
was
risk it.
not fucking put on God's green earth
Ooh,
to
get
be
it.
average.
Get it.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
want to be fucking.
Well, just live life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take risk. That's like.
Like E.T. says, you weren't born to be average. You were born to be great.
Oh,
you were born for greatness.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ain't going through that shit, then
Yeah, I was talking
you're a
to.
motherfucker. It's like Father Time.
I was shooting. Me and Frank spent yesterday together, and we were doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. See
Video on my YouTube about that. I'm doing a series. I'm doing one episode a week.
Watch that today, by
documenting
the
the
way.
process.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been fun. I'm kind of trying to just. I'm not really too worried about the fine tuning of the editing. I just want to put the content out.
Yeah.
I really liked where you drank the coffee and then you snapped and
Oh,
you
yeah, that was
changed
fire.
transformed uniforms by
fire.
the way into your meeting attire.
Your get up.
If I was
yeah.
a woman, I would have.
What would you have done?
I can't say it, dude. We're fucking on the air.
So I was talking to him about everything, and I was like, dude, sometimes I just feel like, and I've been feeling like this ever since I got laid off from my job. Like, I just feel like something is about to explode. Like something extremely great is like on the forefront of happening. And I just always keep that in the back of my mind.
You got it, dude.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
positive attitude.
That's good.
Yeah.
Keep putting it out there.
Like any day, something could just, huh, and you're
That's-
fucking,
yeah.
whoa, wake up.
But and the
You know?
funny thing is, if you're not like taking action, if you're not putting in the footwork, and you're just sitting at home, that is not going to happen. You could be like wanting, wishing, thinking about it 24/7, but if you're not doing anything, it's just kind of wishful thinking.
Right.
So.
What's going on with La Frontera? Any sales this week?
Emilio Zapata.
Yeah, we got some actually. Yeah, we're still messing around with the.
You running paid ads?
Yeah.
You running
Alright,
paid
cool.
ads?
Yeah, running paid
running them paid
ads.
ads.
Yep. But it's like, so you have to like.
Are you
try to-
taking your profits from the sales and putting that into advertising to start?
Yep, 100%.
So just whatever. Or are you going into your pocket every
Yeah, when I
week
need
to?
when I need to.
Yeah.
So like obviously everything that from profits is going directly into ads, but if need be, yeah. I mean, we've only been, this is what, like 9 days since we started, so
Yeah.
But yeah, so far it's been, the first trial has been out of my pocket,
Yeah.
and Abel's too.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
But he
man.
makes his living on
Right.
his photo, video, design work, and all that stuff.
Right.
So this is kind of like a secondary thing for him.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and for you too.
And for me, yeah.
Yeah. I love, like, I feel like, Jesse, you need to get in some kind of secondary thing, some kind of, like, just something.
But then
know?
again, your position though is pretty taxing, I'm sure.
Pretty fucked up.
Like my position is like, I mean, it's taxing, but it's not like too in depth. I'm not like,
Yeah. No, honestly,
You're
it's
off
been-
every Saturday and Sunday?
yeah.
It's
yeah.
been pretty fucking challenging.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you had a rough
What
week,
challenges have you been facing? Because we haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. Like, don't go into specifics,
no,
man. Just
the
tell
biggest-
us generally what's been challenging and how it makes you feel, and what's you don't got to go into like certain scenarios.
No,
Just
the biggest thing I've been noticing and trying to figure out on my own is that, I got promoted twice while I worked at the same location with the same group of people. So, and I'm just guessing here, but like when that happens, it'd be one thing if I came to a whole new location with a whole set of people as the manager,
right?
and I started off as their manager, but when I worked below, I maybe acted a different way,
Right.
so people kind of know me as that person.
clown.
And then, well, not a clown, but I fucked around a lot, and
So I think that's the same thing.
yes,
Yeah.
I guess so. But I mean, I'm not. I get done when I gotta.
So
get done,
you're
but I
climbing
fuck
the
around.
corporate ladder, and they're not.
Just not out of control, but I feel like when I first started as manager, or even when I was in like the trial period as manager, I have like a good relationship with a lot of people, and I try to like be like, a nice guy, an understanding guy to everybody, and that works in a lot of cases, but some cases it doesn't, and I'm not
Right.
used to being like this like strict person where I'm trying to fucking break everybody's balls and
Right.
fucking lay down the fucking law, but like I've been like kind of having to
do that.
and it's like a thing where it's not like I have to be like that all the time, but it's definitely needed, and if I don't do it, the shit's
Yeah.
gonna like get away from me,
Right.
But not only that, but it's a lot of different things all at once, and I kind of I like it. It's like challenging, and I'm like forced to like be a certain way that I am kind of uncomfortable being, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it's all like beneficial for life experience, for work experience, like
Learning.
yeah.
Yeah. So in my experience with that, when I was in a management role, is you want to be people's friends, but you can't.
Right. And
Which is very challenging because
Yeah.
like, you want to be cool outside in the parking lot, whatever it is around the building, and then when they get in the building, some people don't know that, the tides change,
Right.
and it's like, I'm your boss. So what I learned is just to keep it, I'm your boss,
100%.
because when shit gets personal, it doesn't work out.
Makes
Yeah.
it that much harder to like lay down the law when it needs
Exactly.
to
'Cause,
be.
then they like
don't
don't respect you.
understand.
Right.
In a strange way, they think they're your friend, but they don't show you respect.
And it's almost like they probably feel like a personal attack, or like, like who the fuck are you? Because they created that relationship, whether it's like laughing, joking, or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, no, you need to do this now. Like this needs to get done, and they're like, who the hell are you? Like we're just laughing 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's got to be difficult.
Yeah, it's like finding a good balance of like, I'm not there to fucking bust anybody's balls, but
Right.
we gotta like do shit a certain way, and you can't just like come into work and expect to like do whatever the fuck you want, and that's
Right.
cool,
Yeah, it's
Same
gotta
thing
be
goes
tough.
for me though, I can't just fucking.
Yeah, I mean, you don't treat the people above you like,
No, luckily, I got
Or
some
else
really,
you get the shit smacked out of you.
I got
probably.
some really cool people.
Some cool bosses.
Yeah. But I got a lot of people, like my bosses and other people, like I freaking call for advice, and it's a learning process for me. But
Yeah.
it's freaking good. I just try to eat the microphone.
It's all good. Yo, so
Go ahead.
I got to bring something up, dude. Something that I've been thinking about actually.
Fixing
in my
your car AC.
that too, but something in my work for what I do. So you guys know that I'm a hand, right? And
A hand?
I just started out
A hand job?
A freaking job.
a hand. Okay, so a hand.
I
For
know,
anyone
I never
that
liked
Tell
doesn't-
us what a hand is, bro.
For
Go-
anyone that doesn't know, in I guess what you want to call blue collar industry or blue collar work, trade work, a hand is basically someone who just starts out, right? Jesse, Drew, So basically, when someone just starts out, you're pretty much, there to help.
You work with somebody else who
under
kinda
someone,
makes
right?
the calls and
Right,
shit.
yeah. And so I'm basically there to do my best to help the person out. That's actually, supposed to be like the actual mechanic or whatever. So that's my position. But the weird thing at my, the dynamics there, it's like a very small knit group. There's 6 of us. And, my supervisor, okay, so basically the situation, the scenario is I've been going out on jobs a lot by myself recently.
Yeah.
And, it's good, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But in some cases, there's been situations come up where there's things that need to be done or things that I've done or whatever. And almost I feel like I shouldn't be taking responsibility for it because, these are things that someone else should be approving or someone else should be overseeing.
Right.
And okay, so here's the actual topic. So I'm trying to get to a point where I stop thinking like a hand and I start thinking like a mechanic, to where it's okay, because for a perfect example, something happened yesterday where I knew it shouldn't have been done. My supervisor told me he's not used to this job, but he told me and I knew that it shouldn't have been done. And instead of, saying, no, this is not supposed to happen, check this, check that, whatever, I did what he said. I'm in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what he says. He's a supervisor. He, whatever. If anything happens, I didn't, I'm just a hand.
Right.
So the problem with that thinking for me is if I keep thinking like that, how long am I going to be a hand for? The quicker I switch from thinking
why
like
don't
a
you
hand.
check them? Why don't you check them?
Well, this is the same one. Remember we talked about that
Yeah.
one time? This is the same guy. So
Yeah.
I did. In a text message, I was like, no, this account belts aren't. So basically it was belts that he wanted me to get all the belts for this place, this location. I was like, belts aren't covered under this account. Are you sure you want me to get them? He's like, yeah, get everything that's on the spreadsheet, yada, yada, yada. So I did it.
Not covered, what you not paid for?
Yeah, so we have maintenance plans, and some
Yeah, they
places
have, a
cover
prepaid plan.
Yeah, and some
Yeah,
places
yeah.
cover filters and belts, but this place only covered filters.
Okay. So the belt would have been an extra charge.
Yeah,
And what's the protocol procedure for that?
they have to get approved by the actual place, by the location, and they weren't.
Yeah, say hey, I gotta charge you an extra $49.99 for these belts. Is that
Right,
okay?
Right.
And he didn't do that.
Right.
Put them on and just charged the account
No,
or
he
sent the
he
bill.
didn't,
Or?
he didn't put them on. He just had me get them.
Okay.
And like I said, he's not used to going to this account. So anyway, so the whole point that I'm trying to, I guess, get at is I was just thinking today I was so I did it and I had that whole thought in my mind okay, I'm just a hand, no matter what happens, fuck
Right.
it. It's not, it's, I'm
Not
just
gonna fall on me.
Yeah, it's not gonna fall on me.
Right.
But the problem is that now today, he's not working with me, and that this happens a lot. And I'm working with another person who's actually used to this job and actually knows what what he's doing. And he's like, well, why would you do that? And I'm thinking, fuck, why? I knew that I shouldn't have done
Yeah.
it. And he's like, well, think logically, why would you even do that? And he was kind of upset. And so that's why I'm saying
Who's that? Not your supervisor? But
no,
your
a different
boss?
worker. No, not a boss. Just a different person that I work with, another coworker.
Yeah.
And so so that's what I'm. So basically, the whole topic that I wanted to bring up is what in your guys' life do you either suck at, or do you, in terms of mentality, do you think, the sooner you can switch over? So in your example, you guys aren't really don't know 100% about like, starting a business, all the ins and outs, but have you found that it's easier to kind of like switch the mentality over to, you know what, I need to be a businessman, I need to be a business owner mentality, I need to have that mentality. The sooner I can get to that, the sooner that this can all kind of like smooth sail. Have you like thought about
I could
that?
talk a lot about this. Jesse, why don't you go first?
100%. The sooner that you
the
can,
manager role too,
the sooner you start making your own decisions and like sticking to them, the sooner people around you will see you as your own entity.
Right. And
Because
not
that is
a
like-
hand. Like
That
it
is like 100%. Like, I mean, yeah, I even noticed that at work. They're like, how's this guy doing? I'm like, he's great. He can be left alone when scenarios come up. He knows how to make the right calls and like and deal with situations as they come. And if not, you're like, he's good, but somebody always has to be there
with them.
when anything comes up. He's like, hey, what do I do here? And it's like that 100% is like how I got, where I got.
Right.
Because, I mean, you're doing something long enough, the different scenarios or whatever. Like you said, you even knew, but like if even somebody like your supervisor is making a mistake or something, not to like put him down, or it doesn't even have to be like that.
Right.
But like if you can catch him out, you're helping him out, you're helping yourself out. But like 100%, like that'll go a long way. People will notice that shit.
What's your take on it, Drew?
You passing it off to me?
Pass.
You can give me the pass, dude.
All right,
Pass.
so a few things I want to touch on. Okay, so I just thought that the saying popped into my head. You always have to dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. Right? So that's the first thing that popped into my head, right? So like, oh, I'm only a cashier,
Right,
I don't need to wear a collared shirt. They told me that I can come in a t-shirt.
Right.
Well, yeah, but you want to be the manager one day? Do you want to, maybe do you want to own your own store? Or, what is it that you want?
Right.
So, you always have to think bigger than where your feet are at.
Right.
In reference to the belts, right? I can see both. And the air conditioning situation, I can see both sides of it. Whereas if I was in his shoes, I would have probably did the same thing, because I'm thinking, assuming the sale, right? And I'm thinking a bigger picture, like, oh, if these guys need these belts, I want them in the truck, because I'm going to be able to sell them to them, and they're going to purchase them from me, whatever it is. Versus like, hey, you need the belt. It's going to be another day or two until we can get to the warehouse, get it on, all this stuff. Now, not saying that he should have put it on or did anything without telling the customer.
Right.
But I think that staying ahead of the ball and having what you need with you is an important part of the process. And you can't sell that belt to the customer, or you can't give them what they need if you don't have it with you.
Right. And I think that's like a great point. But if you knew this guy,
You're saying he's not thinking like I'm explaining it.
I don't think he was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking
Yeah.
that. And this has happened like a few times. I mean, we talked about it on that one case where, I mean, even like when I told my other coworker, he's like, he was angry, but he was like, I understand. Like, I understand who you were dealing with. And like the text like was literally point blank. I clarified it because I already know him. I clarified on like 3 different occasions. Are you sure you want me to get these belts?
Yeah, and if you have it in text, then you're covered.
Yeah. And shout out to supervisor guy who Christian is crucifying right now.
No, but the thing is, he's intelligent, man. He really knows what he's doing. He's been in the business for decades, But I just, in certain cases, I think because there's been certain cases where like I've said something or I've asked a question that was, in my opinion, stupid. Like, why are you even asking that? And like, not to say that, whatever, but so I can kind of understand where he might be like, kind of brush my questions off to, like.
Yeah, God, just do what I'm saying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You also, I think, gotta, depending on your relationship with said supervisor, pick and choose like battles too. Because if it's something like that where, it makes complete sense, for that scenario. But if he's like, oh, I think we should go do this and do it a certain way, and you're like thinking, well, to me, it would make more sense to do this. You know, I mean, it depends on the scenario. You
That
don't
I
wanna,
I don't do that.
like
yeah.
fucking pump your chest
Right.
and check somebody where it could, if it's not like 100%, you know, the wrong thing that
Right.
you're doing.
And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is I feel like, so blue collar guys have a different mentality than most, you know, like, what do I want to say, like critical thinkers, right? So, and I've noticed that from just kind of working around a few of them in the shop, you know, and it's they want you to kind of just do it and figure it out,
Right.
and I think that they think that making the mistakes, whether it's cost money or time or whatever it is like it's like paying the bill to learn the trade.
Right.
Almost.
I, I do feel like that.
Dude,
in a
my
way.
my boss is always like, "Oh, just do this." I'll be like having like a grinder, and it's like a $600 fucking part, and I have a grinder, and he's like, "It's just a part. Like if you ruin it, you ruin
Right.
it." And I'm like, "Fuck it. Like if that's the way you feel,
Yeah.
like I'll grind the fucking, you know, whatever."
Yeah.
You know, but that truly is what I feel how the blue collar guys think and react is more like, listen, you have to do it to learn, you know, and the only way you're going to learn is to do it. And that's kind of how my brain works anyway. I'm like, what do they call it? An audio visual learner.
Yeah.
Whereas my best shot at figuring something out is just getting in there and doing it. But from my years in, you know, the past, you know, 5-6 years when I've been really working on myself, right? I'm more conscious of that because I would rather ask the question and have someone show me how to do it than do it myself, make the mistake and waste the money or the time.
Right.
So sometimes in those scenarios where he's like, "Oh, just do it and then figure it out," I get a little frustrated because I'm like, it would really just make this easier, faster, and more efficient if you would just kind of show me how to do it instead of like
Right.
mumble a few words and then walk away and
Right.
kind of just say, "Hey, good luck, figure it out."
Right.
But whatever you want to do, like I personally, I wouldn't go that route with people. Like example, like if I'm in the juice bar and someone's asking me about a recipe and they're like, I'm not just gonna be like, "Oh, put this in and put that," and then walk away because I know they're gonna fuck it up.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a 90% chance that they're gonna fuck it up. So I'll be like, all right, well, look, you do this, you do that. And I show them. I would show them. I would make the first one and then say, "Hey, you do it," or you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but I understand that there's got to be some scenarios in life and in, you know, careers and in things in general that you can't do it like that. It's just like you just have to do it. And then the next thing that I popped into my head. Did you both watch the video from yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did you notice how in that video 2 or 3 times Frank said, "Oh, even though we have no idea what
Yeah.
we're doing."
Yeah.
Frank was very adamant to say he has no idea what he's doing, dude.
I never say that,
Yeah.
right? I'm okay with, because I want this video series to be an expression of how we're feeling throughout the process, because it's going to be a cool thing to look
So
back
you're
on.
not gonna like cut out the.
No, I'll never cut out what he says. I mean, but I think after this episode, you know, a conversation needs to be had, because this is bringing up some things in my head. It's like, you know, you are who you hang out with.
Right.
Your thoughts become actions. You say things, and they become a reality. If you are
Plus,
constantly
you're like opening a business, and you're putting like the whole thing, the
online,
process online. So
yeah,
you know, not to say
I
that.
think he thinks it's funny.
I mean, you know what? It's not like a horrible thing, but I like.
No, but really,
you know,
if we're sitting in a building office in City Hall with a bunch of paperwork and it's permitting and all that stuff, like we really don't know what we're doing,
Right. Right.
which is
don't.
okay.
Yeah.
But you know it's more the process is more about, hey, look, we've never done this before,
Right.
Right, but we want people to know that if you haven't done it, we can kind of show you the steps as to what it
Right,
takes, and if
right.
you have questions, you know, reach out to us. Like we want other people to see that this type of stuff is possible.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not hard to do. You just have to actually go physically there. You have
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
You know, the people in that place, let me tell you, it's like
ho ho.
it's like the DMV kind of, but like
Like a Florida DMV or a Jersey DMV?
it's like they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to answer your questions. They just want to give you what you need and like get you like get away
Fuck
from
out.
you.
There's just stacks of
yeah.
paperwork.
So they don't wanna
everywhere.
ask- they don't wanna
They
answer
lose
any
Yeah,
questions.
and she like was like, "Da-da-da-ba-da-da-da," and then like, okay, and then she went back to her desk doing what she was doing, and I was
Yeah.
just like, that's when in that video that we sat down on the couch and we had all the paperwork, and I was just like, dude, she just gave. But like, I have the paperwork. It's been 24 hours and the shit's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I filled out my part. I got the plumbing guy to fill out his part. I got the building owner to fill out his part, who's in another country. Right?
So you like fax it or some shit?
Done, baby. We out here fucking making moves. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So now all we need is the plumber to go on the thing, make a little drawing where he's going to change the pipes, and we submit that thing.
And it's like small, so it shouldn't be like that bad of a process,
We don't know.
right?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, it's actually getting the permit.
Right.
That could take.
Well,
like a
yeah,
month.
but if you like, depending if you're doing something very structurally,
Right.
and you were putting up
they
a
might
brand new
just-
building, there would be a lot more involved in
They
the
might
process.
just see, hey, look, it's just a pipe. It's an existing business.
Yeah, you would need
Cha-ching! They stamp that thing, and we're in there like
a new
swimwear, boys.
building or something. You need engineers and certain drawings and plans.
There's
and
no
all kinds of
architects.
shit.
There's no plans. It's
kinda
a simple
simple.
alteration. Yeah. So. But I don't know. We'll
Right,
see.
right.
You know, I know that people have normally said that like an actual building, like if you were putting up walls or whatever, structural, electrical,
A lot more involved.
takes a month to get a
all
permit.
kinds of drawings and fucking this and that. And
So- Yeah, and I mean, closing out that, like, that was really cool where that conversation went, because like your thoughts really do become your words, and your words and your actions really do
Your mentality.
Dude, I come up with I come on scenarios like every day where in my head I'm like, fuck, I have no idea like what I'm doing here. But like if I would come up to like the people at work and be like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing.
Right.
That would just come off on a way of me that would probably stick with me for fucking months or fucking years.
Right.
And every time someone looked at me, they'd be like, he has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Right.
And some people might look at me like that now. I'm fucking
Jesse, I got
don't
no
doubt it.
idea what I'm doing to her.
But you gotta like, you're right. You gotta like think in that mentality, like, well, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna fucking figure it out, and I'm positive that I can fucking accomplish that, and like for sure, you will feel comfortable in accomplishing that.
Because most people think that like if they're asking someone questions or they want an explanation on how to do something, that they're bothering someone.
Right.
No, it's all
Right.
things in life that translates
Exactly, and most people would actually prefer to spend the time with you, and like, and most people, like, if you're in a position where someone's going to ask you questions on how to do things, then you've gotten there for a reason,
Right,
and you
right.
have the things like patience and tolerance, and you know, the ability to work well with others. Like, you can ask these people questions over and over again, and I'm sure they're going to take the time to explain it to you.
Anyone who was ever great at something learned it from someone else.
Right.
For the most part. Unless you're you slide right out of your mother's womb and you're fucking singing
you
the
you
national
would have to
anthem
have
and
like
you're
no like TV. You'd have to have like no access to any human being ever.
There is cases where you're like, there's human prodigies who are just born with fucking God-gifted talents. But whether you're playing...
But I mean, are there?
I think to a degree, they still obviously start off at a
parents-
lower level, no matter what it is, art, music, business, fucking this and that. You always start off at a lower level than what you end up at.
Right, but think,
extreme success.
But think about this though. As a kid, prodigy of anything like soccer, piano, whatever, they had to have at one point had the guidance of their parents or someone to put them in those original classes.
Yeah, or some people even being self-taught, are learning from something, whether it be music books or watching somebody else or just looking at something else that was done that sparks ideas and fucking the thought process to like think, well, ooh, I want to try that. And, ideas fucking give birth to other fucking ideas or variations of them, no matter what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Even sexual proclivity. Someone's learning it from somebody
We have
else.
an advantage today, and I feel like that's what kind of social media has given to us, and one of the benefits of having this online community is, you can do the same thing with the conversation as you could do with someone in person with asking them a question on how to do things. Like if you find someone online, say on Instagram, who's into the same type of thing, like that's basically how I talk to your partner Abel, and like I ask him like, yo, how did you do that? And like, dude, these guys are stoked to break it down.
Yeah. information is freely given across the fucking U.S.
Now you do have some
and the
haters out
global
there, though.
scale.
Let's not get it twisted.
Oh, there's haters. Haters gonna
Yeah,
hate.
some people that are out there.
But there's
like,
also
nope, not
there's a
telling
lot
you.
of people who
Yeah.
you know, from their own experiences, like they wanted to learn something and information was freely given to them and now they're fucking great at it or whatever, or they're getting better at it, and that's like a fucking blessing to them. So
Right.
you know, a lot of times people are willing to share the gift of knowledge and
gift
human
knowledge.
You know what else
excellence.
is really cool? Like I've been so I branded or I LLC'd Nice Designs, you know, back in
Ooh.
February, right?
NYCZ.
Was it February? Yeah. So it's been February to August. It's been 6 months, right? And like I'm now just starting to get like traction on jobs. I'm not really making a lot of money, but like things are just they're just kind of falling into my lap.
Yep.
Just from me doing what I'm doing, you know, things keep falling into my lap, which is like something that I just wanted to point out, because a lot of people will just start something and then if it doesn't happen in like 30 days,
Right.
they're just like, fuck it, you know, I'll just do something else, right? But like, you know, I haven't been like really worried about making money with this venture. I want to learn more about the industry, you know, and taking that mentality is like, you know, it's kind of helped me, and has gotten me a few gigs, you know, like so yesterday after all the stuff that we did for the business, like I did headshots for a friend's business who had like 8 employees, right? And then I went right from there and I'm starting a video series with someone who's been in the treatment industry for 30 plus years. And we're doing like a docu-series on YouTube about the good people in recovery and in Florida, and there
The
is
positive, yeah.
Oh shit.
So like, and then just to this morning while I'm at work, you know, the food guy catering, Andres. You
Oh
remember him?
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Andres. He listens to the podcast sometimes. So his
Shout
wife is a
out.
realtor. So he called me and said, hey, you know, she wants videos and
Ooh,
photos done for a
nice.
listing.
Yeah.
I did that. I'm just checking my phone right now. I got this guy that I used to work with in the gym. He was a trainer. He wants me to take videos. And then he's like, my wife has this and she's got this. And there's just so much going on.
And
You
dude,
know, and it took me, like-
you do a couple good jobs for people, and that shit'll spider off into other fucking veins
Yeah.
of
So, but
other
it took like
jobs.
6 months just to like, I'm still not even like to the point where I'm like, yo, this costs this amount of money. Like I know what my worth is, you know, but I don't just go like, oh, you want this? Yeah, it's $150 an hour.
Right.
Like every time that I've done that, I haven't gotten the job.
But dude,
for
you're-
some
right
weird
now,
reason.
this is the same thing as like anything else. You're starting off at a certain level, but most of all, this is like something that to you is like enjoyable to do. It's some
Yeah.
kind of side hustle, and whether it's taking 6 months, you know, it take another 6 months and another 6 months after that and another 18 months after that, and you're going to be at a whole nother level with it,
Yeah.
where you're able to charge more money, or you're getting a better quality of job, or whatever it is. You know, it's
Yeah. Both
building
businesses have
something
taken 6 months to like even formulate a plan and have like
Yeah.
a solid.
What do they
you
say?
know.
Like, you know, I'm sure it's not a proof. Well, it probably is somewhat of a proven fact, but like new business or something takes, you know, it takes time till it can necessarily be profitable or even
Yeah.
viable thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it takes time, dude, to build.
Yeah.
To build.
Yeah, so
and
I guess
shape
I
what
just
you're
wanted to
trying
put that
do.
out there just because I know that there's people who, because that's why we started the show.
Yeah.
You know, I know that there's people out there who want to, you know, take that jump and do their own thing. And like, you know, God bless, you know, my wife and the, you know, I was able to do that while not working a 9 to 5. And most people have to work their job while they're doing it. So like, I always just want to put it out there that if you have that thing that makes you happy and you want to eventually make a living doing it, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm a lot further than when I started.
Right.
If that makes any sense. I feel like I'm so much further than when I started. But like, and also like it takes fucking hard work.
Yeah.
You know, like yesterday, like, and I don't want to toot my own horn or anything like that, but like yesterday I was running and gunning for 14 hours straight. You know, but like I'm willing to do that.
Right.
Because I want that freedom eventually.
Plus, it's fun. Like when you get home,
Dude, I was
you
so
feel
fired up,
accomplished.
man.
Yeah.
You know, I did that video that I did of the morning was the same day edit, filmed and edited the same day on top of all the other work that I did. And it was just like, I just woke up and like, I was ready to do it all over again.
Yep.
You know, and here we are. It's 9 o'clock at night. I've been going since 7 in the morning. It's 9 o'clock at night, and we're it's Tuesday. We're doing the podcast early because I'm going to Jersey this week.
Jersey.
I'm going to see my family. Jesse got to see his family.
Frick
I'm
yeah,
going to see my
family.
family. And
You want to see your sister's new kid?
Yep. Yeah,
Baby.
my sister just had a new daughter, so I'm an uncle again.
Uncle Drew.
The
What's her
fourth
name,
time.
dude? What's her friggin' name?
Cora.
Ooh.
I like that name.
Her name is
Cora,
little Cora.
dude,
Yeah,
Cora.
she's like 8 or 9 days old right now.
That's crazy.
So we're heading to Jersey on Thursday night. I'll be back on Monday. It's Tuesday right now. We're living in the future, recording this episode, and we're gonna I'll set it to auto release so that way we don't want to miss because I don't want to miss the podcast, guys.
Yeah,
you
we're
know what I'm
doing
saying?
Doesn't want to
Consistent.
fucking miss it, guys.
I'm not missing the podcast
Can't miss it, dude.
at all costs.
He doesn't want to miss it.
We'll have some exciting things in the mix. I'm going to have. I just confirmed. We actually got two guests lined up.
Ooh.
Shout out to Danny at D Squared.
Yeah.
He invited a bunch of people to like our page.
I seen
and
that, yeah.
I got a private message. I wanted to share that with you guys about a speaker who wants to come on. Story is very, very inspirational.
Speaker.
So, yeah. We're talking real deal guests coming on, dude. This is big things.
Benicio del Toro.
This is actually his second cousin.
Second cousin. That would
Brother.
His brother. Brother.
So and then I'm gonna be getting a little piece of new gear. Maybe we can figure it out with this gear. But my friend in Australia, who
Ooh.
just got his PhD,
Mike Pascal.
is gonna be on the show.
What?
We'll be on interviewing him Saturday night, but it'll be Sunday morning for him. So it'll be like an in the future type
Wait, so
episode.
our first
I
ever
love Mike, dude.
phone call?
Our first ever phone interview podcast will be globally
Ooh.
expanded.
You know what?
We're talking
Wow.
foreign countries, brothers.
I think the last time I seen Mike was at Ryan's bachelor party in Atlantic City. Maybe in 2010.
You were definitely sauced up.
I was freaking sauced up. But it's a great time. I
If
always
you were in
love Mike.
Atlantic City, you were definitely on
Mike,
one.
Mike's a great dude. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Frick
so
yeah.
so we're gonna start. That's gonna be the next two shows. We'll try to fine tune it, figure it out. But we're gonna have this this gentleman who was referred through Danny on the show. I got his contact information. We're gonna book him, and then we're gonna have Mike, who's in Australia, on the show. So a lot of exciting guests coming
Big
up.
names.
It's been a couple episodes just us, so we're gonna get some guests on. We're gonna spice some things up. Topics are gonna be controversial. There's gonna be a lot of good takeaways. You guys are not gonna want to miss this. So this episode, again, thank you everyone very much for listening.
Yeah.
Was brought to you in part by D Squared Media.
Get it.
The first official sponsor of the podcast.
Ooh.
The only official sponsor of the podcast.
Get it.
The one, the only, D Squared Media. Remember, again, specializing in creative design, internet marketing, web design, small business branding, anything you want to do with your business. If you have a vision but you don't know how to get there, if you have an image in mind for a logo but don't know how to execute on it, get with D Squared Media. Get with Danny.
it.
dsquaredmedia.net, and I will put the link for his company's website in the description below. Leave us a rating, leave us a comment, show some love, share the podcast, get out there, be the light, be a shining example
Of human excellence.
of human
You know what?
excellence.
Who doesn't love double D's, fellas? You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
Danny.
All right, thanks
D
everyone for
Squared
listening, and we'll see you next week.
Don't die.